On the docket tonight, the next big trial here on Court TV, and it's a case out of Missouri, and this is one involving a man who is married but is accused of murdering his fiancée. All right, you following this? So he's married to one woman, but about to get married to another woman, and she ends up dead. Her name is Molly Watson. The defendant you're looking at here, that's James Addy. There's a lot to this story. I want to bring in our special guest joining us tonight. He's the editor of the Salt River Journal. Forrest Gossett is with us, joining us from Missouri tonight. Forrest, thanks so much for joining us. Set up this relationship and what's going on in the life of this man. Who is this man, James Addy, and why on earth is he getting married or have a fiancée if he's already married?
Part of it I can answer, part of it I can't. James Addy was a high-ranking official at the Moberly State Prison. He was a corrections officer. Molly Watson, the victim of the case, was a counselor there. They have been have been seeing each other according to the probable cause statement from the police for about 7 years. He had been married, though, for 22 years, and what happened was that on the night of April 27th in 2018, Molly Watson's body was found at a little after 10 o'clock by police. Earlier that evening, about 45 minutes prior to that, they were found in a very remote area of a remote county, a low water crossing area for a road that was pretty hard to get across. And this bystander, this witness came up and saw two cars there and started questioning, according to the probable cause statement, started questioning Mr. Addy. And Addy said, well, I don't know about the people here. They may not be out there for a while. And lots of noise in the cars, and Addy had trouble, according to the witness, backing down the road. So the witness said, police, he said, I thought something was strange. So he went around the other way and came back, and just before 10 o'clock, he saw Molly Watson's body lying in front of her car.
Let's take a look. We've got a graphic we can put up on the screen of that location, which is, where the whole story really begins for investigators. As you said, this is near a low water crossing. It's east of Highway 151 and Route M, Monroe County, Missouri. How would you describe this area where Molly's remains were found? Is it a creek? Is it a swamp? Is it a dirt road? What exactly is going on here?
Well, when you have a low water crossing in this part of the state, it just means that you can cross these low streams in certain places, unless it rains a lot, in which case obviously impassable, but that's not unusual. It is a very remote part of the county. Route M is on the way toward a little town called Middle Grove, which has a very small school district of about 40 or 50 students. It's in Amish country, so it's really far, far out of the way. Just a very remote area of the county.
And how far is that area from where Molly lived and where James Addy was living with his current wife?
James Addy lived in a town probably about 30 miles away south on the Audrain County line going toward Mexico, Missouri. And they pronounce it Santa Fe in Missouri, Santa Fe elsewhere. And Molly lived almost the opposite direction. She lived west of Moberly in a town called Huntsville, so they're quite a distance apart. But they were, he obviously was living a double life from what the police say. The police found her body, and then they did a social media search, and they discovered that he was due to be married to her on 2 days later, on April the 29th in Columbia, Missouri, at a wedding hall. And in fact, that website is still up there that says they're going to be married that day. So that took them to his residence. And
wait. Time out here for us. He's not only planning, he's married for 22 years, and he's planning to marry someone else. All the wedding plans are posted online?
Yes, they are. In fact, if you go out right now online, I was talking to your producers, they had said, go out online, you'll see it still there.
Unbelievable. What
it is?
I've heard stories of airplane pilots or flight attendants, who have a route and maybe they have two families. This is crazy. This is crazy. And has his wife spoken at all about this? Has she spoken publicly or spoken to police about anything?
I know that the police spoke to his wife that night. In Missouri, unlike a lot of states, the probable cause statement filed with charges is just rich with information. It's a lot of details. According to this probable cause statement filed by the Highway Patrol, his wife said, yeah, he left home at 7 o'clock tonight. He was wearing a jacket and jeans, and he came back later. And, and what led police to him was when they went there, here's a critical part of evidence. The police saw tire tracks at the crime scene when the witness described the car. They got to his house. They said, hey, where's your car? What do you drive? He said, well, I drive a Mercury Sable, and it was parked in the garage. When they went out there, the police found apparently mud, according to them, on it, and eventual testing said this car had been at that location. Now, that was one of the key pieces of evidence that the defense challenged. And back in December, the judge, after about an hour-long hearing, said, nope, I'm going to allow this. It's good evidence. It'll be part of the case. But again,
Forrest, you just described the key scene in the movie My Cousin Vinny. That's what you just described. It's the tire tracks that are left. This is unbelievable. Forrest, we're out of time for tonight, but I'd love for you to come back on as we get ready to cover this story. Really appreciate Forrest Gossett, the editor of the Salt River Journal in Missouri. We will speak again if you'll come on. Thanks so much, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Folks, we're tracking it. Look at this. Jury selection scheduled for Friday. All right. Wow. Unbelievable. All right. We'll continue to track that for you.